We're going to talk today briefly about two ways of managing our relationship with our emotions. And we're going to use the example of fear to go through this. One way that we've talked about managing our emotions is to cognitively reevaluate them. We take a different perspective through our thinking on the fear itself, the environment or the circumstances which promoted it, and the internal cause that created it. So let's take a simple example to illustrate. You're at your workplace or your study place, and you have to present to a room full of your peers some project that you've been working on. There may naturally be a fear there of public speaking. The fear is perhaps around failure, public humiliation. Now, the underlying thoughts or beliefs around that may be natural and healthy. We all want to be accepted as part of the group. But the fear that is arising in the moment when you have to go out and present is not useful for you. You need to attenuate it. You need to down-regulate, diminish it, remove it. So you can't simply turn off the fear switch. But what you can do is reevaluate the situation that you are in so that your emotional response changes. Where am I? I'm in my workplace. Who am I here with? People who like me, respect me, some people indifferent towards me. Maybe there's one or two out there who don't like me. What am I doing? I'm talking about something that I know well. In fact, come to think of it, I'm in the top 1% of people in this room in terms of the knowledge of this project. There's no one better suited than me. And if I do make a mistake, if I do get asked a question I don't know the answer to, what does that mean? It means I learn. So now what has changed? What's changed is the perspective on the situation and the goals you're looking to achieve. Previously, when the fear of public humiliation was there, the tacit goal was to appear competent. Now the goal is to share information with my colleagues and learn. So we've gone from an extrinsic motivation to an intrinsic motivation. When we are able to cognitively reevaluate our circumstances, this is what we're looking to do, is to shift away from extrinsically motivated pursuits and towards intrinsically motivated pursuits. This diminishes the fear-based responses that we have. So this is the first way that we can relate to an emotion. Down-regulate through cognitive reevaluation. Another way that we can relate to our emotions is not to try and escape it. Don't try and down-regulate. Don't diminish it. Instead, what we do is suspend any excessive or unnecessary thought processes and simply observe what is in the present moment. You're being with the fear. So again, the simple example. You've got 5 minutes before you go on and present your project. In that moment, you start to feel the fear. Now, you can sit there and talk to the fear and manage it in the way that we just described, or you can quietly sit and observe it. Become curious. What is it? Again, we're not trying to reevaluate. We're not trying to answer questions about it. We're just watching it. If you have a new puppy and you want to see what the puppy is like, what do? Place it on the floor and just watch. And in just watching, you see it. You feel it for what it is. You may have a mindfulness practice, and many mindfulness practices simply refer to the observation, the witnessing of the breath. Let the body breathe. Don't control the breath. Just observe it. See what it's doing. So too with the fear. Just observe it. Be with it. Instead of running away from it, turn around and welcome it. When you are being present with or mindful of your fear, you're simply watching that emotion as a pattern of energy in your consciousness. Perhaps you do feel it as a pattern of energy, mostly in the body. Perhaps you feel it in the mind as an emotion. Wherever you feel it, however you feel it, is less relevant. The point is, can you simply be with it? Observe it. Let it be. In doing this, you are freeing yourself from the clutches of the fear without having to cast it out. It's there, it's present. And in fact, that fear, once you start to sit with it and it loses its grip on you, that can now be something that you actually use in your presentation. It becomes a sort of nervous energy. And you might find that if you are able to be with your fear while you are presenting, that it adds a kind of dynamism. It adds a kind of spontaneity to your presentation that wouldn't be there otherwise. So now the fear, instead of being something that gets in the way of your harmonious presentation, it actually contributes to it in a way, because it is still authentically you. That fear I have of being humiliated in front of my peers, that's real for me. It's part of who and what I am. Why should I try and get rid of it? Well, you should try and get rid of it if it's going to be an encumbrance to your goals. But it may not be an encumbrance. It may be an added dimension. So 2 ways of looking at our relationship to an emotion like fear. One is to be with it. Be present with it. Don't run from it. Don't react to it. Just let it be with you. The second is to down-regulate it through a cognitive reevaluation when necessary. And of course, now you can see how these two work beautifully together. If we start with just a mindful, present awareness of the fear, now we are in a position to choose what to do with it. It is an interesting presence in my awareness, but I want it gone. So I'm going to down-regulate by reflecting on it, by trying to change my pursuit from something extrinsic to an intrinsic pursuit. When we're familiar with both of these techniques, we develop the flexibility to be able to use whichever one is necessary in the moment. Understand them and then trust yourself that you'll pick the right one. So I referenced intrinsic and extrinsic pursuits here. I didn't go into the details of them. If you'd like more details on that, then follow the video in the link below.